Department of Justice is now charging an illegal immigrant from Guatemala with stealing a citizen's identity and using it to vote in multiple elections.
And this is the reason why we say you need to have a valid, verifiable ID in order for you to vote. What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are all doing well. Appreciate you guys checking out my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. I am Ty Smith. Make sure you guys do me a favor and follow me on the platforms you see above and the ones below. Also, clicking this right here will allow my content to consistently be recommended to you when it comes to this political commentary stuff. Yeah, the peanut butter. Last but not least, double check to make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel, because YouTube is unsubscribing people from this channel. Why? Because I don't have a mind like the typical person that is a sheep when it comes to being on the mental plantation. I'm not a victim. Okay, so they don't like that. So make sure you guys get the word out there about this channel. Even right now, before I even get into the meat of this channel, you can just say, hey, check out Modern Renaissance Man. Just have them do that. All right, so let's get ready to get to it, ladies and gentlemen. What is it about? This coming election. This is what we've been saying. This is what we've been warning about. This is what a lot of us have been consistently letting people know why it is very important that all elections, in my opinion, need to have American-born citizens with a valid ID to be able to vote. If you don't have that, you shouldn't be voting. Well, I lost it. Oh, well, if you are an American citizen, you lost your ID or your license. Oh, you messed up. It's amazing. But oh no, they're not trying to let all these illegals in here so they can vote. Y'all just making that up. We told y'all what was going to happen, and now there is a receipt, and this is just the first one that actually just got exposed. But I think it's something real funny in here, though. But you know what? Before I even get deep into what I find to be funny, you guys check this out first.
The Department of Justice is now charging an illegal immigrant from Guatemala with stealing a citizen's identity and using it to vote in multiple elections. All right, so this is the nightmare that people warn about when you don't have an ID that can be verified at the ballot box. This is all coming just days after a Democratic senator denied any evidence of undocumented immigrants voting in our elections. Or in this case, I don't sweeten it like that. They're illegal border crossers. Rich Edson is live at the White House with more. Rich.
Good afternoon, Harris. The Department of Justice now says she's going to plead guilty to all the charges. This comes out of the Northern District of Alabama. The U.S. Attorney's Office there in a statement saying that Angelica Maria Francisco assumed the identity of a United States citizen in or around 2011. Francisco used the false identity to obtain a U.S. passport in 2011. Using the same false identity, she also registered to vote in Alabama in 2016 and voted in the 2016 and 2020 primary and general elections. Former President Trump appointed the prosecutor who leads this office. She does serve under the Biden DOJ. Now, Republicans have been pushing voter ID laws. Democrats argue cases like this are isolated. They say state audits and analysis have shown a very small number of non-citizens are registered and even fewer vote.
This is a solution looking for a problem. I mean, there is no evidence that undocumented migrants vote. Hard enough to get citizens to vote, and it's just creating a new system and requirements that there doesn't seem to be any necessity.
House Republicans are scheduling a vote this week on a bill that would require Americans to produce a birth certificate or passport to register to vote.
It is a major problem. We do need a solution, considering that the last election was decided by about 80,000 votes out of well over 100 million cast. There's nothing more sacrosanct in a republic than to make sure you have secure, honest, transparent, and open elections.
Now, as for that stolen ID case, you've got the Department of Justice saying the State Department investigated it because she applied allegedly to renew her passport in 2022 and traveled to Guatemala on it in that year. Harris?
She was busy. All right. Rich, thank you. I want to go to you first, Molly. You have some strong thoughts about this. And my big question was, Well, how do we fight this?
Well, it's just really interesting what Senator Kelly was saying. He's from Arizona. And Arizona is one of the states that actually separates out voting for people who can prove citizenship and people who can't. They would love to prevent illegal immigrants or non-citizens from voting, and they've had a lot of trouble with doing that. But in 2020, 11,600 people voted a federal-only ballot, because in Arizona, if you don't have proof of citizenship, you can get a federal ballot. So Mark Kelly says it's not happening. He should know more about the laws in his own states and the trouble that election officials are having with preventing non-citizen voting. The other thing that's interesting is the Republicans in Congress have a simple bill called the SAVE Act, which would limit voting only to citizens. And it seems like one of these issues where you could have almost no disagreement. Well, only 5 Democrats voted for it in the House, and everyone in the Democrat Party has been fighting this tooth and nail. President Biden said he would veto the bill to limit voting to citizens only. This is an issue because even just a few thousand votes here or there can make a huge difference.
Well, we had Representative Chip Roy on, who helped sponsor the SAVE Act last hour, and he was making the point that, as you say, Democrats did cross the aisle. Not many of them, but some did. So clearly, maybe they're in border states too. Clearly, this could be a bipartisan issue. They're going to have to figure out how to hit that sweet spot with it. Because I can't imagine, Emily, that there's any advantage to having illegals vote in our elections.
I mean, unless you are one party that makes a big assumption for it. I will say this, that the defense of not passing the law, which is that this is an isolated incident, is not logical, and that does not provide any type of defense for not passing a law, right? Just because a crime is massively egregious and therefore rare does not mean you shouldn't pass a law preventing it. In fact, you would think it would make it all the more reason why you pass it, because it would serve as a deterrence for the small amount of people then that might want to break it. Now, we know in reality it's not a small amount of people. It's frankly in the thousands. But what is a small amount of people is the amount that could sway this election. So election integrity, to sum up, is a very crucial and important issue all the time to our republic and also right now to this election. And so everyone should prioritize it and let your reps know you support the SAVE Act, and we need laws on the books preventing this type of illegal identity stealing that actually does happen all the time.
Yeah, we've seen others run with this as a candidate, though. Mayor Adams here in New York City. I mean, I don't know what he sees now that he has an out-of-control billion-dollar problem with illegals on our streets here in New York. I don't live here, but I work here.
$5 billion, by the way. And to the point about the voter integrity, I'll get off this show, go back to D.C., where I'm likely this week going to be covering a big fight in Congress as Congress comes back, because Republicans are looking at possibly attaching a provision to a short-term funding bill that will have a provision to require proof of citizenship in the election. And, Molly mentioned that only 5 Dems voted for the SAVE Act. How in the world is voter integrity not a bipartisan issue with overwhelming? Well, here's how we answer the question. Sometimes a picture tells 1,000 words. Let me show you a picture of someone I took at the border in Eagle Pass, covering the border last year. You can see people coming across. That was down in Mexico, when I was down in the southern part of Mexico. There's another one of a Biden-Harris t-shirt just 6, 7 months, 8 months ago when I was down there, with Biden-Harris 2020 coming across. And you're seeing what's coming across, and so Democrats perhaps see an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Trump should call for a picture of that at the debate tomorrow night. Who paid for those T-shirts?
He should. I doubt ABC will let him, but yes, he should. Look, I mean, it's crazy to me, because you just heard a Democrat saying, oh, there's no proof of this. Okay, but wait, Glenn Youngkin removed 6,000 non-citizens from the voter rolls in Virginia. Greg Abbott removed 6,500 non-citizens from Texas. And guess what? 1,930 of them had voter records in Texas. We just played proof of a DOJ prosecution from the Biden administration of a woman who voted twice illegally. So for all the talk about Russia influencing votes, Russia's not changing vote totals. Illegal immigrants voting are changing vote totals. So care about Russia, yes, but care about non-citizens too, changing vote totals.
This is one that got caught. How many of y'all think are already and have done this? How many of y'all think they've already done this? And you know what? They don't know. Let's keep it real. They don't know to come into the United States, a place they've never been, a place that most likely they don't speak the language fluently or to the fullest extent. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But do you know? You think they were over in their country studying how to get a valid a fake ID, how to do identity theft and all that stuff like that. You think that they just somehow know how to do that, to come into the country, to do that, who to go to, where to go to. They just accidentally stumbled upon some other crook that can show them this is how you can get an ID and do identity theft. You think they stumbled upon that? No, they were directed most likely by our government or someone of that sort that's working with the government to lead them, just like they are directed where to go, who to get with when it comes to coming into this country illegally. Come on now. But oh no, they would never do that. That's not the plan, Ty. They won't come into the country. They just want a better life. We told y'all that this was all part of the grand scheme of things. And again, this is right now already just boom. To me, something like this, you know how the Bible says, some of y'all won't understand this, but the Bible says the little leaven leaveth the whole lump. In other words, drop some ink into a glass of water. Watch what happens. The whole cup of water or glass of water most likely is going to turn black. It's corrupt. My point in saying all that, if one did it, shut down this electronic voting or the mail-in ballots, show up, get your little thing, drop it in there, show ID, a valid ID, and all that, drop it in there. If you don't have that, you're not voting. Plain and simple. What's wrong with that? I am telling you guys, I don't care what anybody say. I do not trust anything electronically. Even if I have to fill in a marker and it's like a scanner to put it, I don't trust that either. What's wrong? Look, let's go. Man, golly, can we not go back to the olden days? Drop it in box. One for Trump. One for Trump. One for Trump. One for Kamala. One for Trump. One for Trump. And then you can just see the little, I don't know, make it like a diagram or a bar graph. It can be like a thermometer looking thing, just seeing it go up as it goes up. Just show something like that. What's wrong with that? What would be wrong with that? That can't be hacked. That cannot be hacked. Why we all stand there and watch? I don't get it, folks. To me, I just don't trust anything electronic because it can be hacked into through Wi-Fi, whatever. We saw them do it with the million machines and all that. But, you can't say that name because you end up getting your channel shut down for actually questioning the integrity of the election or anything like that, or any type of interference or any type of cheating, whatever. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, should lay it out right there. We need, and we already going to have a distrust in the election. Now, y'all say things like, well, if Trump win, you won't be Senate. Yes, I will. If Trump win and y'all feel some type of way and say that you need to do a recall or recount, do it. We're not going to be sitting there and be like, oh, y'all just mad y'all lost. No. If Trump wins and Kamala feels like she wants to have a recount in a certain state or something like that, then by all means do it. If you felt that we were cheating, if you felt that they're cheating, go ahead and do it. When I say we, I'm talking about we to vote for Trump. If you felt that there was some cheating going on, by all means, go and do a recount. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to get pissed off at you if you lose. But if you want to have a recount, you think there was some cheating, why not? Nobody should be mad at you. You shouldn't have to go to jail over that. That's crazy to me. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think about all this by leaving in the comment section. Are y'all one of the people that's like me to say, I told y'all? Huh? Are y'all one of those, or are you one of the people that, well, that's just one guy. It doesn't mean everybody because everybody just wants to come in. That one guy, come on now. He just happened to get busted. I hope that they end up interrogating him to the fullest extent to where they find out who did it, when, where, how, and how many others. But we know most likely it's not going to be because a lot of them are corrupt too. We know this. Anyway, don't forget to do what y'all see right here if you would, please. I am Ty Smith. I forgot to tell y'all. Y'all have a cell phone. Please let one person in your cell phone know about this channel. And I'm just going to do this because people just advise me to do it. And y'all really know I'm not like this. But as of right now, your boy is sitting at 428,000 subscribers. 428,778. Do y'all think that we can hit 429,000 by the end of this week? That's about 300 more people subscribing. People just tell me to say that. I don't know if that works or not. I've never done it. Maybe I should do it more. I don't know. But y'all let me know, all right? I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.